Today we will be talking about why Kobe and Shaq splitting up was good for the NBA. We're gonna have three reasons why, but first, before we hop into that, guys, I just want to say that thank you for the support lately. Let's try and hit 7 likes. Let's go ahead and hop into reason one. I wanna dream. Kobe's 35-point season would have never happened. I mean, we wouldn't really know Kobe as the player we would today without this season. He averaged 35.4 points per game and literally took the NBA by storm while leading his team to the 7th seed in the Western Conference. I mean, that's just amazing. And you can't really think of any. I can't really think of any performances like that besides Wilt Chamberlain that led his team that well. Like, there's Michael Jordan and Rick Barry, but if you really look at it, nobody else really matches that. On top of that, he averaged 5.3 rebounds and 4.5 assists. But to really think about that Kobe averaged 35.4 points per game 2 years after Shaq departed from the Lakers to join the Miami Heat. I mean, that really shows that he didn't even though he did need Shaq to win a championship, that didn't mean that he could be the leader of a team. Um, Phil Jackson wanted the offense to be run around Shaq as the main offensive threat because I mean Shaq probably was a more dominant player and did probably Kobe was still Kobe and Shaq. I don't know which one was better because they played different positions, but Kobe was also a very dominant offensive player, and we wouldn't have gotten to see a lot of the things we know him for today if he was still in Shaq's shadow. Even though Shaq was getting older, and once Shaq departed, he only averaged 22.9 points per game, 10.4 rebounds a game. But he did on top of that add on 2.4 blocks. But I mean, to think about to put that like in perspective, I mean he did make the first team All NBA. So I mean you got to give him some credit. And 2.4 blocks is amazing. That's some amazing defense. But just to know that Kobe probably wouldn't have averaged that 35.4 point per game season is just crazy. Let's go ahead and hop into reason 2. The NBA was more competitive after Kobe and Shaq split up. Even though they did lose in the NBA Finals. They only won 3 times out of the 8 seasons they were together. Kobe and Shaq, I mean, they were very dominant, and they probably would have won a few more because Kobe, even though Shaq was starting to get a little older and not being as good, Kobe was starting to really get his offensive game going. It really the NBA had 4 Game 7s out of the playoffs, out of the 2005-2006 playoffs, and they also, and on top of that, in the 2004 playoffs, it was not as competitive, but there was only one series that went to Game 7, and that was with the Miami Heat and the Lakers. I mean the Miami Heat and the New Orleans Pelicans. But even though the NBA wasn't competitive that year, the year after that, the NBA did have 4 Game 7s, two of them in the last 2 rounds. That is just crazy to think about because that shows that like the NBA did get more competitive, but I mean, you don't really know though. You never know because the NBA could have turned out better and less competitive, but the Lakers could have added on maybe another pretty good star or something like that. But the NBA was more competitive, not the year after, but 2 years after. The NBA was much more competitive, and that just shows. I mean, the NBA that just shows that Shaq and Kobe did make it a lot less competitive, even though it was a very good match in the Western Conference Finals and NBA Finals. It's sort of like what we have the problem with today is that two teams are going to make it to the NBA Finals, but I mean we're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals, but it was different now, but it's sort of like the NBA Finals because you knew the Spurs and the Lakers were definitely going to be in that Western Conference Final spot with Shaq and Kobe together. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as the problem we have today, but it still was a very bad problem. Um, Guys, that'll do it for the video. I didn't want to do 3 reasons because those were just my main 2 reasons, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and please do have a great day, and peace.